Have you ever wondered what happens when two different species mate? Can a horse and a donkey really make a baby? And what about lions and tigers? Welcome to the video, and today we're diving into the fascinating world of interbreeding. Interbreeding refers to the mating of individuals from different populations, subspecies, or even species. This process can happen naturally or be induced artificially by humans. Interbreeding can produce offspring, but whether those offspring are fertile or sterile is a whole other story. First things first, don't confuse interbreeding with inbreeding. Interbreeding is crossing between different groups or species. Inbreeding is mating between closely related individuals within the same group, like siblings or cousins. One increases genetic diversity, the other, not so much. Let's talk about real-world examples. A horse and a donkey can mate to produce a mule. A lion and a tiger can produce a liger or tigon. And thanks to climate change, polar bears and grizzly bears have produced pizzly bears in the wild. These hybrid offspring are called interspecific hybrids. Now here's the catch. Many hybrids are sterile. Why? Because their parents had different numbers of chromosomes, making it hard for proper gamete formation. For example, a mule has 63 chromosomes. That odd number creates problems during meiosis, which is the process of forming sex cells, and therefore a mule is sterile. But not all hybrids are sterile. Some, like the pizzly bear, are fertile and they can reproduce. Now, let's look at the different types of interbreeding. The first type is intraspecific interbreeding. This happens when individuals from different populations or varieties within the same species mate. For example, two different breeds of dogs can mate to produce offspring. The second type is intersubspecific interbreeding. This is mating between different subspecies of the same species, like a Bengal tiger and a Siberian tiger. The third type is interspecific interbreeding. This is when individuals from two different species mate. The classic example is a horse and a donkey producing a mule. And the last type is intergeneric interbreeding. This is rare and usually artificial, involving mating between species of different genera. For example, wheat and rye are crossed to produce triticale, a hybrid grain. Interbreeding can occur in three main scenarios. First, it can happen naturally when two closely related species live in overlapping habitats. In these cases, their paths cross in the wild, like grizzly bears and polar bears in melting Arctic regions, and they might mate if environmental or behavioral barriers are low. Second, it can occur in captivity. Zoos, wildlife sanctuaries, and breeding centers sometimes house animals from different species together, where species that would never meet in the wild. This close proximity can lead to interbreeding, either accidentally or intentionally. Third, interbreeding can be artificial, where scientists or breeders deliberately mate different species through selective breeding, in vitro fertilization, or even genetic engineering. This is often done to study genetics, improve traits, or conserve endangered species. And sometimes, human activity, like deforestation, climate change, and urban expansion, alters natural environments so drastically that traditional boundaries between species start to blur. This increases the chances of interbreeding in ways nature may not have intended. Now, let's end this video with a fact. Up to 2% of our DNA comes from Neanderthals, and up to 6% from Denisovans, which is clear evidence that modern humans interbred with both ancient human species in the distant past.